Welcome to the Feed Your Soul with Kim podcast. Today we are talking about a summer bucket list. Do you have a summer bucket list? Do you even know what they are? We are going to talk about all things having to do with summer and how to engage in more self-care. We're going to talk about why you need a summer bucket list, 5 questions to ask yourself to get that summer bucket list right, and how this is going to be your go-to summer strategy. Let's get started. Thanks for joining us on the podcast today. I am so excited to talk with you about this really interesting topic today. We're going to talk about summer bucket lists. I talk about them often and I've written about them before, but today we're going to go in a little bit more detail and I want to get you hooked up on how to live your summer differently. So where this started was quite a few years ago when my daughter was in preschool. She came home with a paper that listed 100 items for your summer bucket list. And they said that this list had 100 fun things to do before the summer, quote, kicks the bucket. And on the list, they had lots of things like swim until dark, walk on the beach, have breakfast for dinner, eat donuts anytime you want, silly things like that. And at first I thought it was kind of morbid because about a bucket list is when the items that you put on a list before you die. And I thought, well, that's kind of strange. But the more I thought about it, I thought about this idea of making your summer bucket list before summer kicks the bucket, before summer ends. And it was a cute way of really looking at the summer differently. So I have taken that on, and every summer myself and my family make a summer bucket list. I like it because I get to think creatively and kind of out of the box thinking about what I and my family would like to do each summer. So the way we do it is as the summer rolls on, and this is a little later in the summer. I normally like to start it a little earlier. We're in July when I'm taping this. We like to sit down together and talk about what are the activities each of us would like to do. My husband, my daughter, and I each talk about what we want to do individually and then collectively over the summer. And why that is good is it allows us to put things on the schedule that we wouldn't normally think about. Think about this, that when you don't have things calendared, when it's not on the list of what you're going to do, it generally doesn't get done. And so this summer, I found that like the summer can go by and we haven't done the things that we really wanted to do. It's a time to get creative and to start thinking about what are the things you want to do. I even talk about this idea with my clients about what are they going to do for the summer? What are some fun things on their schedule? Often what I find that people I work with don't often think about what is fun and what would they like to do, what would give them pleasure. And these are kind of out of the in your front of mind, at the front of the mind. And that's what can happen when we get really stuck in doing the same routine over and over again. And the thing I like about the summer is it provides us an opportunity to get out of the routine if we choose to get us out of that routine. So consider that. And I just want to kind of present these ideas to you and see what you can come up with about what you might want to do. I just want to give one caveat about this is it's not about spending money. It's not about, it could be your summer bucket list has go to Europe, go to France, have a croissant in France or in Paris. That might be on your list, and obviously you would know if that fits, if it's in your budget, but these are things that you literally can do now. There are things that you can do that are within the budget. So it's not things that like the big ticket items that you might have to have for your next year's bucket list, and then you save up money. What I like about the summer bucket list is it's really free flowing, and it can be things like take a walk on the beach. It can be things like have a picnic in your backyard. And these are things my family and I have done, and they've been on our summer bucket list, especially having a picnic in the backyard. We love doing that. We also love having a summer movie night, and that's on our summer bucket list. So there are things that are really easy that you can do that don't cost a lot of money, but it requires you having to take some planning and some thought about what could be your things that you really want to do. The thing that we do in our household is we do it together. So there are plans that we put together individually, but also there are plans that we put together separately, or we have an idea. This year, I wanted to go to have more music. I want more music in my life. So I literally just earlier today bought some tickets to Sticks, an old music, from the 80s. And we're going to go see Sticks in concert. So that's super fun. My daughter wants to spend this summer riding horses. So we've found a lot of ways for her to either take riding lessons, or to hack is what they call it, where she works with her trainer, and for free she does a lot of tasks for her trainer, and then her trainer might give her a little time riding on one of the horses. So she gets to be near the horses. Also, my daughter is spending time this summer volunteering at a horse rescue center. So she has a lot of things that are revolving around horses, and those are things on her bucket list because they're fun and they're what she wants to do. I want you to consider is how to start your bucket list. We're going to go over that in just a minute. Hi guys, this is Kim, and I want to let you know that the Emotional Eating Solutions 8-week course is open now. You can find it on my website at feedyoursoulunlimited.com. Go to the Work with Kim tab and click on that. This is the time to get peace with food, and I know this course will help you. You also can find the link in the show notes to the Emotional Eating Solutions 8-week self-study course. Here are some ideas about how to get that bucket list started. And actually in the show notes, you will find a link to get a download of some paper that I wrote on how to do a bucket list, and actually has the list for you to write in. It's super easy. It's really colorful. I had lots of fun doing it, but it's a little PDF of your bucket list. So here are some strategies that you can do with your summer bucket list. And I suggest you just put a little time into it. I think 10 or 15 to 30 minutes contemplating some questions I'm going to give you about what you can do to get your bucket list going. So one question is what do you like to do and have not done in a while? What is it you like to do? And I think about sometimes things that I recently have done and haven't done in a while. Like I just said that I got some tickets to some concerts, and I haven't been to a concert in a while. It's been a pandemic for a few years, and it's been hard to get out to go to a concert. So that is something that I like to do and have not done in a while. So that's one thing on my list that I want to do this summer. So what do you like to do and have not done in a while? Another really good question that I like is, what did you like to do as a child during the summer? I swam during the summer. I loved it. I loved being at the beach. I loved swimming in the pool. I loved swimming at the beach, boogie boarding, whatever way I could get swimming in, that's what I would do. And that is absolutely what I have on schedule for this summer, is to swim in the pool. We'll go out to the beach and walk on the beach and go swim in the water. That is always a doable for me. And it's almost like a must, but I put it on my list because I want to remember to keep doing that, because that's something I loved as a kid, and I still continue to do that during the summertime. A third question is, what have you never done but really want to do? I love that one. So that's something to really consider. What have you never done but really want to do? I get lots of ideas from magazines and from listening to what other people are doing. I'm actually going to have a list running in our Feed Your Soul community, which is our free Facebook community, where we're going to talk about what are things you're doing that are on your bucket list. Because when I see other people's lists, I think about things that I've never done, but I really would like to do, and it kind of spurs me on to have a bigger list and to have more things to do. Another question is what have you been afraid to do but really want to do? What is the thing that pushes you over the edge, that is pushing the envelope a little further, and it's been on the back of your mind, but you've been just too afraid to do? That's another good thing to add to your summer bucket list. One of my favorite questions is the next question is what would give you pleasure? I enjoy doing that, waking up in the morning and go, what would give me pleasure today? What would be pleasureful? And put that on your list. Those are great things that are just enjoyable. So use the summer bucket list to write down what you plan to do. And one really key component that I want you to do, actually two key components. One is set up dates in your calendar to do them. When are you going to get them done? First, put it on your bucket list. Actually, we'll start with that. Start by put it on your bucket list, because writing it down gets you in the flow of making that commitment that you really want to do it. So one, put it on your bucket list. Write it down. Two, set up the dates. Put them in your calendar. Start seeing when could you do it. If it's you want to spend a weekend away going camping, that takes a little bit of planning. I don't know about where you live, but where we live, campgrounds, good campgrounds, get filled up very quickly. So we have to calendar them and get them on the list, get it on the calendar, and then go get the space, buy it or rent it. So that is important. Set up the dates, put them in their calendar, and then the last thing, one of the things I love to do is cross them off when you've accomplished them. So put a line through them to say, yes, this has been accomplished. I love having my list and having the things that I've crossed off. And then if there are things that I didn't cross off, that really keeps it puts in my mind that either next year I might want to do it. It might be on my summer bucket list for the next year, or it could be that it's something that really is nothing I really want to do, or it's kind of a back burner kind of idea that's just not as important. Or it could mean that I didn't give myself enough time to plan it out, and so I might do that next year. The other thing that I encourage you to do is keep extra spaces on your bucket list to add more things of what you want to do, so that it becomes kind of a living document. So there are ways to add things on that kind of can keep you motivated. So it's not like a one and done where you just write your list up and that's all you're focused on. It can be added to throughout the summer. I really hope you join me in making your summer bucket list. Like I said, there's a download on the show notes that you can get the whole PDF of how to do a bucket list. And I really do encourage you to join our Feed Your Soul Community Facebook group, where we're going to talk about what we want to do over the summer to have fun. Self-care is critical. It is, when I talk about the 6 components to feed your soul: physical, emotional, mental, lifestyle, mindfulness, and self-love. Within each of those 6 areas that I talk about specific ways to engage in more self-care. And your summer bucket list is really about self-care, and it's really about taking care of yourself in a way that is intentional. This is where we're going with this, is being intentional with your self-care. So I really hope you join me on this. This is your doable for the week, is to get your download of the bucket list, write it out, join our Facebook community, and talk about what you're going to do. I'm going to be really excited to hear what you all want to do, what you're doing. We're going to share pictures of it. It's going to be so much fun. So come join us in the community Facebook group, Feed Your Soul Community Facebook group, and let's get active and let's get engaged in more self-care. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on the Feed Your Soul with Kim podcast. We come to you every Monday with fresh new ideas to help you end emotional eating and put food in its proper place as nourishment. Please be sure to subscribe to this podcast and review it and let us know what you think. Thank you for joining us.